Have you ever watched your child do something confidently, talk, follow directions, regulate, cope, and then suddenly it's gone? And the harder the day gets, the more those skills seem to disappear. If you've ever thought,
they can do this, why can't they do it now?
This video is for you. Today we're unpacking something that confuses and worries many parents, especially those raising neurodivergent children. Why stress makes skills disappear. This isn't about regression, it's not about defiance, and it's not about your child choosing not to try. It's about the nervous system and what happens when it feels overwhelmed. Ready? Because this is Calm Parent Collective, less perfect parent, more real one. Skills don't live in isolation. We often think of skills as something a child either has or doesn't have, but skills don't exist on their own. They're supported by emotional safety, regulation, and nervous system capacity. When those supports are strong, skills are easier to access. When they are weakened by stress, skills can temporarily go offline. This means your child didn't lose the skill. The pathway to using it is just harder to reach in that moment. Understanding this shift alone can ease a lot of parental worry. Stress changes how the brain works. When a child is stressed, their brain prioritizes survival over performance. Higher level skills like language, impulse control, problem solving, and emotional regulation are managed by parts of the brain that need calm to function well. Stress pulls energy away from those areas and redirects it towards safety. This is why a child under stress may struggle to speak clearly, forget routines they usually know, lose flexibility, become reactive or withdrawn. The brain isn't broken, it's protecting. Stress isn't always big or obvious. When we hear the word stress, we often imagine big events. But for children, especially neurodivergent children, stress can come from many small, invisible sources. Things like sensory overload, changes in routine, social expectations, transitions, fatigue, hunger, emotional pressure. Stress can build quietly throughout the day. By the time skills disappear, the nervous system may already be overloaded. This is why the why isn't always obvious. The body feels stress before the mind understands it. Children don't always have the words to explain stress. Their bodies feel it first. You might notice changes in posture, breathing, movement, or tone long before a meltdown or shutdown occurs. These are early signals that regulation is slipping. When the body feels unsafe, the brain follows, and skills soon become harder to access. This isn't a conscious choice, it's a physiological response. Neurodivergent nervous systems are often more sensitive. Neurodivergent children often experience the world more intensely. Sounds may feel louder, lights may feel brighter. Social cues may take more effort to process. Transitions may require more mental energy. This means their stress threshold can be reached faster, even on days that look normal from the outside. When stress builds more quickly, skills may disappear more suddenly. That doesn't mean your child is fragile, it means their nervous system works differently. Stress shrinks the window of tolerance. Every child has a window of tolerance, a range where they can think, learn, and cope. Stress narrows that window. When the window is wide, your child can manage challenges and access skills. When it narrows, even small demands can feel overwhelming. Skills don't vanish because your child forgot them. They vanish because the window got smaller. The goal isn't to force skills back. It's to widen the window again. Pressure makes stress worse. When skills disappear, adults often respond by increasing pressure. We repeat instructions. We raise our voice. We insist the child try harder. We remind them they can do this. Unfortunately, pressure adds stress, and stress further blocks skills. What feels motivating to adults often feels overwhelming to children in a stressed state. This creates a cycle where the harder we push, the more skills retreat. Breaking that cycle starts with understanding, not effort. Stress can look like regression, but isn't. It's easy to mistake stress responses for regression. A child might temporarily lose words, struggle with tasks they've mastered, or show behaviors you thought were behind you. This can feel scary, but true regression is rare. Temporary skill loss during stress is common and reversible. Once stress decreases and regulation returns, skills usually reappear. Masking can't make stress show up later. Some children hold themselves together during the day by masking. They use extra energy to meet expectations, staying quiet, compliant, or controlled. This effort can make skills appear intact in public. Later, when the child is safe, stress surfaces and skills disappear. This doesn't mean the child is worse at home. It means home is where their nervous system finally lets go. Stress affects adults too. Parents are not immune to stress, and children feel it. When adults are overwhelmed, rushed, or anxious, children's nervous systems often mirror that state. Stress becomes shared even without words. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. Sometimes the most powerful way to support a child's skills is by regulating ourselves first. What helps skills return? Skills come back when safety comes back. This might look like lowering demands temporarily, offering co-regulation, creating predictability, reducing sensory input, using visual or physical supports again. Returning to support doesn't undo progress, it preserves it. Skills need safety to stick. Responding with curiosity instead of fear. When skills disappear, fear is a very natural response for parents. Fear tells us something is wrong, that progress is slipping away, or that we need to act quickly to fix it. But fear often narrows our own nervous system, which can make it harder to respond in ways that actually help our child. Curiosity, on the other hand, keeps the door open. It allows us to pause and wonder what might be happening beneath the surface. Instead of asking, why can't they do this anymore? We can ask, what might be making this feel hard right now? That question invites understanding rather than urgency. When parents respond with curiosity, children feel less pressure to perform and more permission to recover. And that sense of emotional safety is often what helps skills come back online. Stress doesn't erase learning. Stress can temporarily block access to skills, but it doesn't erase what a child has learned. The brain doesn't delete progress just because a day or even a season is hard. Learning is stored beneath the surface even when it's not visible. Think of stress like static on a radio signal. The music is still there, but the noise makes it harder to hear. Once the static fades, the sound comes through again. In the same way, when stress lowers and regulation returns, skills often reappear, sometimes stronger than before. This is why progress shouldn't be measured only by consistency. Growth is still happening even during the pauses. Your child hasn't lost what they've learned. They're protecting themselves until it feels safe to use it again. If stress makes your child's skills disappear, it doesn't mean they're going backward. It means their nervous system is asking for support. At Kind Parent Collective, we believe understanding stress changes everything. How we respond, how we support, and how we measure progress. You're not losing ground. You're learning how to protect it. And that matters more than you know. And if today was rough, you still did enough. Catch you on the next one.